human beings learning to overcome their limits. And why on earth shouldn't that include our own internal limits, our biological, genetic, neurological limits? So the transhumanism part emphasizes that idea of overcoming the limitations of humanity. On the other hand, I think it's also important to emphasize, again, from the philosophical background, I stress this, the transhumanism, the idea that transhumanism didn't just appear out of nowhere, it has intellectual and cultural roots. And the way I see it is it's really the heir to the Enlightenment, to Enlightenment humanism. It has the same ideas of progress, different interpretations of that. Transhumanists usually don't believe in inevitable progress. You have to work hard at it. It usually includes a kind of a secular notion that whether or not there is a higher being out there, and I personally see no reason to believe there is, but even if there is, it's really up to us to make the future happen. We can't just sit back and wait for a higher being to do it, which is kind of interesting because now we have not just divine beings, we have people suggesting that artificial intelligence will solve our problems unless it destroys us. But the humanist ideas of progress, of inclusion of everybody to the extent we can, of trying to not just push ahead ourselves, but to bring up the people who may be behind, to improve the conditions for everybody, just because that's a decent thing to do, and because actually I think really it's in our long-term self-interest that everybody is a part of the future. So a lot of those humanist ideals, including the idea that we should reject arbitrary distinctions that don't matter. And I think transhumanists are very good at that. We are very, it's not even an issue if someone is gay, if they're transgender, what race they are. I've never seen that as an issue at all in transhumanist circles. It would be ludicrous to be sexist or racist or biased against those people when you're talking about transforming the entire body and mind. That would be just crazy. So I think emphasizing the humanist tradition of Enlightenment ideals of progress, of goodwill, of creating our own future,